Green Hook. We're 2 minutes away from daylight. Just a heads up for you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Back with views from Anne McLean, her helmet camera number 20 in the lower right-hand corner. Now that we're back in physical location to antennas on the International Space Station and not blocked by station structure, Nick Hague's helmet camera, once that comes into play, will be number 17 in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. We're also about to enter a short handover between satellites on the Tracking and Data Relay satellite system as the International Space Station flies over the Pacific, soon to enter an orbital sunrise, approaching the 1 hour mark into today's spacewalk that's expected to last 6.5 hours.
Confirmation of your Green Hook. If you're still working on it, that's fine, but we might have missed a call from you.
No, I'm working. Just put it down.
Okay, and
for 3652.
Copy. Green Hook is down on 3652. We're a few seconds from handover. Nick will translate to the empty coupler between the empty and the port C cart, and we'll catch you on the other side.
Copy. And I've got the HFR just working on getting on my BRT.
Copy, Ann.
This is Mission Control Houston. A couple of additional questions while we have a moment at hashtag Ask NASA from viewers who are tuned in to today's spacewalk activities. The next question, how much do the batteries that they are replacing weigh? The old nickel-hydrogen batteries on Earth, at least, of course, they're weightless in space, but in mass, they weigh 364 pounds. The new lithium-ion batteries are slightly heavier, weighing 428 pounds. They both have the same dimensions of 40.4 inches by 36.8 inches by 18.9 inches.
Copy. It's a good config. Well done there.
Next question, do they have sunrise and sunsets like we have on Earth, or do they pass over sunsets and sunrises throughout the day? The answer is they pass in and out of daylight and darkness every 45 minutes with 16 sunrises and 16 sunsets throughout the day as they orbit the Earth, 16 orbits of the Earth each day. So yes, and that is the whole point of the battery replacements, is that during daylight passes, the energy and the electricity that is stored in these batteries is transferred to the solar arrays that provide power for the station's systems. But and the batteries store up electricity, the batteries providing the electrical power for the station while the station is in a nighttime pass. And that's the whole point of these new batteries that are being replaced on the station, more powerful, more durable lithium-ion batteries that will last for the rest of the lifetime of the International Space Station.
And whenever you're ready to cross the Sarge, make sure that you have your gauntlets in place for us, please.
Hey, copy. I'm just ready to translate off the Port Cedar cart. I've got the HFR. Road.
Copy. And for your info, we still don't have WVS, but we're going to get it soon. But for now, we don't see your helmet cameras.
Copy.
down with the ATFR. There you go. You're looking good.
Okay, thank you.
And Nick, would like you to power cycle your WES for us, please.
Copy. Good work.
Thank you.
WVS off. WVS on.
1 hour, 3 minutes into today's spacewalk, Anne McLean making her way down the truss of the station to the work site of the P4 or Port 4 truss, where she and Nick Hague will be working to move adapter plates and to relocate two old nickel hydrogen batteries on top of those adapter plates for storage on the International Space Station. This coming in the wake of a week's worth of robotics by robotic flight controllers both here in Houston and at the Canadian Space Agency in Saint-Hubert, Quebec, who worked throughout the week to relocate 4 old nickel hydrogen batteries for ultimate disposal, and 3 of the new lithium-ion batteries that were robotically relocated into slots on the integrated electronics assembly, the big electronics relay system that is at the base of one of the solar arrays on the port truss of the station.
Translate to see the card clear of the empty coupler, a few inches, and then rotate the knob to capture.
Okay. And that is complete. Feet first.
Excellent. You can now translate the CITIC card outboard and align the inboard edge of the CITIC card with the edge of the EP. We have a mile marker for you, but we'll rely on your judgment.
Copy that.
Transfer to the outside of the IEA, clear the crew like bag.
Copy, Ann. You're at the the nadir side of the IEA. You can install this APFR in WIF10 if you haven't done so already. I have settings for you.
And I believe it's 5128 for the crew lock bag, is that correct?
The crew lock bag, correct, is 5128. That's the short one, but really, if you like the other one next to it, nearby, it's good as well.
Okay, thanks.
I put it at mile marker 9990. Brakes on the CITIC card are locked.
We copy mile marker 9990, and the brakes are engaged on the CITIC cards. It's a good config. You can now go up the CITIC cards and configure this APFR with Ingress 8 in WIF2 to create your bridge to the EP, and I have recommended settings for you if you want.
Ready for setting.
So the settings should be 6 for the clocking, Golf for the pitch, Foxtrot for the roll, and 6 for the yaw.
Copy. Working.
is tapped down to handrail 5128.
Copy, Ann. And you can now install the APFR and have settings for you.
Copy, get my way, work my way over there.
Tomorrow the bridge is built.
Copy, the bridge is built. And it looks good. That's a nice bridge you've built there, Nick. I have a warning to read you. On the EP, you shouldn't touch the wheels at all. They're a pinch point zone, so don't touch the wheels. And Nick, I have another caution for you on the EP while you're working there. You have to wait until the EP motion dampens out before importing additional loads. You should minimize your translation rate and do not impart EVA loads into the batteries on the EP. Hard copy.
And I copy you all tomorrow, thanks. I'm on the EP now, tomorrow.
Copy, you're on the EP. You want to stow your crew lock bag number 2 on the handrail 3508. And a reminder that it's in between positions Alpha and Charlie, between APs Alpha and Charlie.
This is a good view of the EP, as it is called, the external pallet. You can see the letters HTV7 just behind Nick Hague's legs there. This was the pallet carried up on the H2 transfer vehicle that launched last September 22nd from the Tanegashima Space Center in southern Japan, arriving at the International Space Station back on September 27th to deliver the latest in the series of lithium-ion batteries and adapter plates that are being used and installed to replace old nickel-hydrogen batteries in the power upgrade to the 4A and 2A channels, 2 of the 8 power channels on the International Space Station. 9 of the old nickel-hydrogen batteries of the 12 that are being replaced on this spacewalk and the one a week from today will be
Working on
and are being installed in this external pallet, which ultimately will be disposed of on the next HTV vehicle that flies to the International Space Station.
Come on, I will take those settings for the APFR.
Copy, and those settings are gonna be 1 Romeo Foxtrot 12. So clocking of 1 Romeo for pitch, Foxtrot for the roll, and 12 for the yaw in with 10.
Copy. 1 Romeo Fox 12.
That's a good read back.
View from Anne McLean's helmet camera as the International Space Station approaches the coast of Chile.
Nick, you have the ratchet wrench. Your next step is going to be to break torque on AP Alpha H1. So AP Alpha is on the starboard face of the EP. That's the zenithmost AP.
Copy.
Come on, a good full twist test with a clocking of 1 in with 10 and 1 Romeo Fox 12 is set.
Copy, and we copy good full twist test and good settings. Do you have a locking color black on that APFR in Wish 10 as well?
Locking collar black on black.
And McLean installing an articulating portable foot restraint, or APFR, at the work site at the P4 or Port 4 truss of the station. Nick Hague beginning work with a power pistol grip tool, high-tech screwdriver, if you will, that he is using to break torque on what you heard referred to as AP-A, that's adapter plate A, the first of 3 such adapter plates that will be moved from the HTV external pallet that carried those adapter plates and new lithium-ion batteries to the International Space Station back in September. The first of these adapter plates will be moved to an empty slot in the integrated electronics assembly on the Port 4 truss of the station for the 4A power channel. Upon that adapter plate will be mounted one of the old nickel hydrogen batteries that will be housed at that location on a permanent basis. It cannot be discarded. Only 9 of the 12 old nickel hydrogen batteries can be discarded on that external pallet on the next H2 transfer vehicle cargo ship that arrives at the station.
And Nick, whenever you're in position for that H1 bolt, okay, you're reading my mind. If you're in position for H1, you can install the ratchet wrench with the hex driver. Confirm that you have 1 line flush, and once that is done, you can break torque.
Flush.
Copy, and you can break torque, and we expect max 1 turn.
You copy that. Position. I've got 1 line flush to on.
Copy, your go to break torque.
Torque is broken. H1 for adapter plate alpha.
Copy, Nick, well done. Torque is broken, quarter turn on H1 for AP Alpha. You can get into position for AP Bravo H1. Bravo is just nadir of that Alpha adapter plate, and those 2 H1 bolts should be close by. Bravo H1 and Alpha H1 should be close by.
Copy that. So I'm at the Bravo plate H1, 1 line flush.
We copy Bravo H1 1 line flush. Your go to break torque, and again, a max 1 turn.
These adapter plates weigh 75 pounds apiece on Earth, of course, a mass of 75 pounds in weightlessness. And these adapter plates serve 3 main purposes: to complete the circuitry for the battery charge discharge unit that essentially stores electricity during daylight passes of the Earth and disperses power to the various systems on the International Space Station while the station flies during its dark passes of the Earth. It also protects the cold plate, or serves as a thermal barrier for the integrated electronics assembly upon which the batteries are housed, and serves as a stowage location for 3 of the old nickel hydrogen batteries. The 12 nickel hydrogen batteries that are being replaced on this spacewalk and the next, and the associated robotics for those operations. The external pallet only has 9 slots for disposal, so 3 of these nickel hydrogen batteries must be stowed on the International Space Station. 2 of the old batteries will be relocated on these adapter plates during this spacewalk, and a 3rd nickel hydrogen battery will be relocated onto an adapter plate on the next spacewalk to be conducted a week from today.
the scoops, so I'm going to move toward lot 4.
Copy, you retrieved the scoops, and we have a good WVS for you, Nick. Not yet, but we see you in the station external camera, so we have good visual on both of you.
Copy.
Copy. Come on at Bravo adaptive plate H2 one line flush.
Copy, Bravo H2 one line flush, good config, go to brake torque.
Is broken on Bravo adapter plate H2 half turn.
Copy, torque is broken on Bravo H2 one turn. You can now move to the forward facing side of the EP to that AP Charlie, that H1 location, which should be nadir location on that HP Charlie. AP Charlie.
We're in a short handover between satellites on the Tracking and Data Relay satellite system. 1 hour, 21 minutes into the spacewalk. Anne McClain and Nick Hague doing well, staying a few minutes ahead of the timeline as they prepare to move adapter plates from an external pallet that carried these adapter plates as well as new lithium-ion batteries to the International Space Station on a Japanese HTV cargo ship last September. Here in Mission Control, from left to right, Thomas Pesquet of the European Space Agency. On the far left of your screen, who is acting as the spacewalk communicator to McClain and Nick Hague while they're outside. To his left is Tracy Caldwell Dyson, veteran astronaut, who is following the activities of David St. Jacques and Christina Cook inside the station, as well as serving as the spacecraft communicator for the setup of today's spacewalk and the conclusion of it later today. Mary Lawrence is the lead flight director, second from your right, overseeing all of the spacewalk activities, both today as she will a week from today. And on the far right is Flight Director Rick Henfling, who will be the lead flight director on Monday, April 8th, for the third spacewalk in this particular series of excursions, that one to be conducted by Nick Hague and David St. Jacques, to install truss jumpers and extension cables for system redundancy outside of the station.
I'm in position, Charlie, adapter plate H1, one line flush.
Copy, Charlie H1 one line flush, go for brake torque.
Torque is broken. H1, adapter plate Charlie, half a turn.
Copy, torque is broken on H1 Charlie, half a turn. You can move on to H2.
I'm in position to my H2 adapter plate Charlie, one line flush.
Copy, you are go to brake torque on Charlie H2.
Early H2, work is broken, half a turn.
The scoop is installed at the 7:30. Those locked on H1.
Copy, and the scoop is at 7:30 on H1. You can install the H2 scoop at 6. Nick, we copy. Your torque is broken on Charlie H2. You can stow that wrench back in crew log bag 2. And now I have words for you to retorque AP Charlie with the EP PGT that's on the crew log bag.
That can work.
And remember from the team here, you cannot use that H1 scoop for stabilization right now.
Say it again, last one.
Yeah, and we don't want you to use that scoop that you just put on H1 for translation and stabilization.